record, and I think I'm good. You know what? Like this week, I swear to God, man, I can't keep track of time to save my life. You know, time blindness. I used to think that was like I didn't really understand it, but like I'm starting to realize time blindness is a real thing. And it can just happen because I suffer serious time blindness these days. I will I will lock in, all right, straight up lock in on something, and like 5 hours go by, and then I'm like, got that done pretty fast. Look at the clock. Oh, it's been 5 hours. Yikes, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what Sid Meier would call the just one more turn effect.
Just one more turn, bro. Just one more turn. One more turn. I just fuck. I got. See, and that comes into my problem for this show. Everybody, welcome to the Turn-Based Cynics. Now I can just segue directly into what I was about to say because this is important. So you know the saying like I don't end on a loss, right? Like it's something people say in gambling, right? It's like, oh, I don't end on a loss. One more game, and then they lose all their money. I'm like that, but with boss fights, right? So like, if I go through an episode for like 40 minutes and then I get to a boss fight and die, right? The reasonable thing for me to do when it's 3 o'clock in the morning is to say, okay, put the game down, go to bed, come back tomorrow, refresh, and we can try this again. That's a reasonable thing I would do, right? The problem is I'm not reasonable. So me, I'll turn it off, right? And I'll be like, I'm gonna go to bed. And then as I get up, I'm like
5 minutes later, you're at it again.
And then I'm like, and I'm about to get up, I'm like, no, we don't end on a loss. We do not end on a loss. Now it's 5 o'clock in the morning because I've tried a few more attempts and I finally beat it. And I'm like, no, we do not end on a loss in this house. There's no, we do
only
not
on
end
a loss
on a
of
loss.
sleep, I guess.
Yeah, only on a loss. Yeah. I only give up. I will only give up my sleep time. I'm not giving up a loss in the video game. That's it. That's not happening. We not doing that. We ain't going out like that. Not today. Not today. Not today, sir. Not today. But Friday, bada bing, bada boom, Trails in the Daybreak. Yeah, super excited for this one. Super excited. I love Trails in the Daybreak 1 was so good. Oh, so good. So good. And the opening for Tales in the Daybreak 2 is oh boy. Oh, it's some fuckery afoot now, because now it doesn't even hold back this time. Like 15 people die in the very start of the game, just get fucking murked outright. I'm like, damn. Okay.
All right.
Okay, we just starting out with the murder. Like, fuck. It's just people getting off left and right. Shit. All right, good shit. I guess I now have to play.
You know from the first game, or just
the people who die, the people who get killed are a bunch of soldiers. They get fucking obliterated by like one dude.
Okay.
And the way they get obliterated looks similar to a power the main character has. He has a power that it looks very similar, like almost identical to the power he has. So he's kind of
suspect then. Okay.
Yeah, he's very.
So next morning they are knocking on the door.
Yeah,
FBI, open up!
Next morning, one of his friends who works in the Bracer Guild. So let me give a little background about the Trails. The Bracers are like, kind of like a mercenary guild, right? You find out about them in Trails in the Sky. They take mostly place there in Trails in the Sky.
Yeah.
They're like a mercenary. Military force. So his Bracer,
pretty much the first quest the tutorial that you do in Trails in the Sky to become
a bracer,
acceptance thing. Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't aware if you knew about Trails about that or not.
I played the first one a little.
Okay, so
not much, but that much I knew.
So his bracer friend stops by and is like, "You hear?" And he's like, "Hear what?" So she shows him a cam footage of what happened, and he's like, "That looks like." That looks a lot like what I do. Yikes. That's not. And she's like, yeah, you're a suspect. Like, you're a suspect. He's like by the time she gets to him, he's already a list. He's already on like multiple like enforcement lists. Like, he's on watch lists. He's like, He's like, well,
Someone tells him, "You're on the list." He asks, "Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?"
you're on the list. Which one? Which one?
Hmm.
Which list am I on now? Because you have to be really specific about this now. Because like there's all these different like military orgs throughout the Trails franchise. Like if you play like the Crossbell arc, it's a very different. They're more of a police force in the Crossbell arc of games, which I've also played. They're like a police force, and that's a cool concept there. To imagine you're playing as like a police organization, but yeah, this guy's like a detective. This guy's he's on the list. That's the opening. And I'm like, oh, I was also wrong about the time span between the two games. It's only a month. I thought it was longer. It's only a month, so I haven't technically. It hasn't been that long, so I'm like, oh, it's only been a month since. Oh shit, damn. You finished up the last job and didn't have much of a break before some fuckery falls onto your fucking lap, did you? Shit, that sucks. So another thing I wanted to mention was Mana Kamea. I'm on the last chapter. I'm about to finish the game. Last chapter. I need to bring this fucking shit up. How to play. I mean, how long to beat. I need to talk about how long to beat for a second. So how long to beat is like 40 hours to beat the game. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, well, hold on a second. I haven't just been playing through the story just straight through. I've been like completing shit. And then I look at my time, I look at my completion time, and I'm pushing almost 60 hours on this bitch. The normal time to beat's 40. I'm pushing almost 60. And I'm upset with myself because I just got the recipes for all the best weapons for all the characters, and I'm like, do I want to commit
And
the
that
time?
would need a few more hours.
That would probably take me a few extra hours to complete. Because if I want to do that, which I've heard they're not that bad, but me finishing up making all the armors in chapter 11, the second to last chapter, took me quite a while because I had to like. Because when you get to like stuff at the end of the game, it's no longer basic material. So you're making things to make other things to make the things that you need to make the thing that you want. Yeah, to make the thing that you want to make. And it's it gets very convoluted after a while because it's like, okay, I need these 3 things. Okay, so how do I make this thing? Okay, I need these 4 things. Yeah, so that's cool. Love that for me. Almost done. Thank goodness. I'm ready to be finished with this game.
So the 40 on how long to beat, is that the completionist one or the just story?
The story, but the thing is, a lot of this game is tied to the creation of items. So like your stats are kind of built into the stuff that you make. You have to make it to unlock nodes in the tree to get better stats. So when they say 40 hours, I'm thinking to myself, what all did you do? Like I can't like I've been to my mind pretty brisk about my experience with this game. I feel like at least, and I'm pushing almost 60. So when I see that how long to beat says 45 hours, I'm like, nigga, who, how, what, how, like, no, I openly admit, like, I have my completionist problem sometimes. I don't deny that, but I'm willing to admit when that might be what's inflating my game time. I don't think I've lost that much time in getting through the game. I don't think so, at least, but, you know, who am I? I'm just a guy. Well, who knows?
I don't know how important those additional items or stronger items are to just being able to complete it. So
I probably could complete the game. But I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm actually motivated. And then once I'm done with this game, it's on to Tales of Arise because I just got to get that DLC done. Because I know it hasn't been that long, but I miss my friends. I miss Alphen. I miss Shion. I miss my buddies. We haven't hung out in a bit, so I gotta go check in on my friends real quick. Let them know I haven't forgotten about them. But CD, I would normally ask.
That ending is really nice for a ride,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that was so
Those
nice.
images.
I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, everything's gonna be all right. I hope. I hope.
I mean, when have things ever gone downhill in a Tales game?
Uh, something that just take longer to get there. Yeah, it's not a matter of if it's gonna go wrong. It's a matter of how long
Just
it's going to
when and
take.
how much.
Yeah, how long it's gonna take before shit finally hits the fan. Yeah, that's all I've learned. But CD, I know you've been playing Graces, and you're nearing the end of the base game, right? The end of the main game.
I mean, the main game is done.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sure.
I've completed that today, beaten the final fight there. I did turn down the difficulty in the final dungeon because that is a spike. And I did not have the nerve to just go grinding levels at that point because I'm gonna return to the game anyway after I went through it once to get the side quests and the titles and all that in the second playthrough. Just a bit more casually.
See, I envy you sometimes because I would not. I probably would have like. Yeah, like
you would have gone and went to another area and said, "Okay, how many levels do I need? Okay, do it."
No, I will be honest and say I probably would have muscled my way through the dungeon. I probably would have I probably would have tried to finesse my way through it and then got to a wall.
Because at that point, how I had the settings and what my level was, the enemies, the regular enemies, could one-shot the characters.
Oh,
pretty much.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You ain't finessing that. You ain't finessing that. That's not.
That would be very difficult to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd have to be pretty much 100 on the evasion and all that. So, but most of your party would be dead, pretty much. No.
The one man army situation where you're in a boss fight and all your team dies and it's just you and he has like 5% health left and you're just like.
I remember, didn't you have something like that in a Rise at some point?
I had a couple of those moments where Shion and Rinwell catch a beam directly to the face and get fucking floored. Fucking Dohalim's over here being fucking worthless and gets fucking stomped on. Boss is like 5% health and I'm like.
Yeah, that was pretty much my experience. I went into that dungeon, into that area, went to the first fight with the enemies there. Yeah, two of them were wolf-like enemies. Shot a laser beam or a beam of energy, and I saw, okay, one of my characters has 0, that one's almost 0. Good start. So yeah. I said, nope.
Yeah, I can relate. That's relatable. That's not. I don't like relating to that. I hate it. I hate it a lot. But I can, in fact, relate. I don't like it, but I can relate to it. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I hate it. Ooh.
Yeah. So I went through the rest of the game of the main story on the lower difficulty and beat that. And I've started the what's it called? Lineage and Legacy extra chapter.
Oh, nice. Fantastic.
Yes.
I need to add that to my. Well, actually, after I finish with the Rise fully, the DLC, I have planned Berseria next. So that's
very good.
I have Berseria planned next as my on my list of things I need to do. So Apparently, that's the game everyone wants me to. Everyone I talk to about Tales is like, no, Berseria, that's the one. I'm like, what about Arise? They're like, Arise is good, Berseria is better. And I'm like, I really liked Arise. Okay, that's a tall bargain. If you're gonna tell me it's better, all right, I'll see.
In certain aspects, I'll say I agree. Certainly, both are great. Definitely.
Yeah. But,
I mean, obviously, you notice the bigger budget with Arise, but yeah, Berseria is also great.
Shouldn't we be getting close to the next Tales game coming? The next Tales game being announced or something? I feel like, well, I mean,
I'd hope so. I'd hope so, but you never know.
Dev times and all, I guess that makes sense. So have you been up to playing anything else besides finishing up Arise? I mean, Graces?
No,
Sorry.
this week has been pretty much that.
Ah, fair enough. Enough. Can't argue with that. Everybody, pay attention, please, because this is great. I love this first story. This is great. This makes me happy. This days after EA CEO suggests players crave live service guff, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 boss says their single-player RPG made all of its money back in one day. My guy. If you know what, look, you could flex on somebody in a variety of ways. I really do believe if you want to flex on somebody, you can flex on people in a variety of ways. This has got to be the easiest flex I've ever heard in my life. It's not about how many we sold. It's just we made back all the money on our fucking game in a day.
Yeah, it's essentially get your budget shit together.
We covered all of our costs. We covered all of our expenses with this game day one. What do you want? What do you want? I gotta tell you, man, I wasn't thinking about picking it up, but the more I've seen of Deliverance 2, I'm like, damn. Because PlayStation Access did a stream of it, and I watched a lot of that, and I'm like, oh wow. Not to mention, it just looks like a pretty game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it just looks nice. But I mean, let's face it, technology gets better every cycle, and every time we go, man, games look amazing these days. We come back a cycle later, it's like, man, games look even. How did they do that?
And they don't even go overboard with that. I mean, given their budget, they just know how to use their resources well.
Let's see here. In the article, there was a quote that said, before launch, we were betting in the studio how many copies we could sell. And I won. I missed by 300 units. And we're happy with the numbers. Yeah. If the trend continues at the same pace, it will be great. I'm like, oh wow, off by 300. Damn, that's impressive. You're only off by 3. He's off by 300 units. They sold 1 million copies in the first 24 hours.
Quite nice.
Yeah, really craving that live service, aren't we? Yeah.
Obviously.
Aren't we?
Everyone wants that.
Yeah, that live service. Everybody really craving having to pay money to enjoy a basic fucking feature in a video game, EA. Who would have thought? Can't imagine how we got here. EA, thanks. Appreciate you. I'm sorry. I can't like not be a little sour every time they try to make this into a well. What the players really want is a long engagement with their video games, and to be brought into the game world. It's like, bro, you have the right you got the right answer, but you're getting to that answer in the wrong fucking way. You need to fucking stop. It's like in math class when when you have to answer a question and you show your work. And the teacher's like, you got the answer correct, but how you got to the answer doesn't make a goddamn...
I have no idea.
I don't know how you got to this answer. This is insane. Why is there a Pac-Man symbol here? I don't understand.
Because his thoughts were pretty much a maze.
It's like, can you even explain how you got here? It's like, no, it's right there. I wrote it. It's there.
Yeah, I could try, but you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, try.
You wouldn't get it.
There's another part here. It says Kingdom Come Deliverance 2's launch success comes on the heels of the controversial and somewhat opaque statements from EA's CEO Andrew Wilson, who discussed the underperformance of Veilguard. The particular thing
to
was...
be fair, one point to be fair, those statements are usually made towards shareholders, and we all know they want to hear stuff like that.
You know what's crazy?
It's stupid, but that's sadly the way it is.
Yeah, it's mostly just a shareholder. But what kills me is... Okay, here's my thing, right? I'm a relatively smart guy, right? Relatively, probably a little on the lower end, but still decently smart. I feel like if I was gonna invest in something, I'd be pretty interested to understand it, like, before I invest a bunch of money. So, to me at least, I've always been curious how you can invest in, like, video games and have no idea. Like, here's the thing, right? I feel, genuinely speaking, if I was investing in something, I would at least, like, maybe pick up the thing that's being sold once in a while and just be like, huh, so this is their big title that I've invested into this company so they could create. I wonder what it's like. And then play Mass Effect fucking Andromeda and be like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm selling. I'm cashing out immediately. This is garbage. I was lied to. Bro, like...
Yeah, sadly, that's not really the way that things go. Not really how that works either.
I'm just saying, like, I already don't like... I'm already someone who's skeptical. I just don't feel like I'd be able to invest in something that I wasn't even sure on. But I mean, it's EA. I guess if you want to be honest about it, they're a legacy company. They've been around since, what, 90s? Longer, yeah. Actually. I think they were
80s
like...
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think they had games on the NES, like, all the way back then.
Yeah, definitely had them there, yeah. I'm not sure. Let me think. Did they have them on the Atari 2600 as well? Because they were, I think, one of the first after Activision. Yeah, I found it in 82. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They've been founded in 82, and let's see, what were the first titles? Was that on computers at the time, or was that on the... Let's see. I think their first one was actually an Ultima in 81.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that was on the Apple II, I think. Yeah.
That sounds about right, actually. And
although they didn't know that, Wikipedia has that a bit weirdly here. They didn't publish that themselves because that one was still at first self-published, and at some point they did that one. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Apple II, or I think Apple II was pretty much their first platform, because that one was a pretty popular one at the time.
All right. But yeah, I just want to say congratulations, Kingdom Come 2. That's impressive. That's hella impressive for this
definitely.
Game to pull off those kind of numbers. Day fucking one. Now all that shows me, as long as you have a vision and you stick to it and you keep your expectation of what you're trying to create at a reasonable levels, you can make some cool shit. So, congratulations, proud of you. Million in a day. Don't let anyone sell you short on that achievement, because you deserve to feel proud of yourself for that. That's hella impressive. Million a goddamn day. God damn. Somebody buy this team a nice dinner one of these days, because they fucking earned it after that shit. Jesus. I'm gonna deviate to a different story real quick, and something I'm a little bit excited about.
Alrighty.
So, in the emulation community, there's a emulator called MAME. It's an arcade emulator, and there's a lot of games that work on it. But the thing is, there's a lot of arcade games that existed that are really, really difficult. Either difficult or near impossible to get running on MAME, either because of how the game was created, because of protection software that might have been in the game. There's a lot. And some of these, two of these games in particular were Primal Rage 1 and 2. Now, these have been either had to be hacked to pieces to get them to work, so they're missing aspects of them, or they just can't work in general. Well, as of let's see here, February 7th, it was announced that the MAME commit from SMF finally brings Primal 2 to a working state in official MAME releases. So Primal Rage 2 will actually be playable in a full form now, emulation wise. And I think that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, I was shit at Primal Rage, but just seeing that they were able to get this game running on emulation is huge. Because I don't even, I have to double check who made Primal Rage. I don't remember where that game came from.
That was Atari.
Oh, was it?
Primal Rage is Atari games.
Oh, well, shit. I don't think we're ever gonna actually see that shit happen again, then. I don't think we're ever gonna see that shit come back around anytime soon. Then never mind. But yeah, so that's impressive. And actually, Primal Rage 2 happened before Primal Rage. Surprisingly enough. Oh no, I mean like the emulation part, emulating it.
That
yeah, emulating. No,
that's true.
Emulation wise, they've managed to get Primal Rage 2 running successfully and the way it's supposed to before Primal Rage 1.
Though Primal Rage 2 was an unreleased game, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it? Oh, maybe it was.
That one was cancelled before release, but they actually had test versions of it apparently. Yep.
So that's fucking cool. Thank goodness that we're thinking that there's still hope for some level of preservation in this fucking industry.
Yeah. Interestingly, apparently a few years ago there was a special version of MAME that was specifically made to handle Primal Rage 2.
Huh.
Yeah, it was aptly called MAME 4 with the number Rage 2.
Okay. All right.
But that's obviously a special version and just specifically for that, and now that it's part of the main branch of MAME, that's a good thing as well. That they made it to run there, because who knows what kind of special things they had to do in that.
What kind of fuckery that had to go on to get that to run properly? Yeah. If you have to
probably
create
a few of the hacks that you mentioned.
Yeah, there's quite a
pieces.
Yeah, you probably would have to do quite a bit of work if you have to create an entirely separate version of the program itself just to get the fucking thing to run. That's impressive. The very least, it's impressive for the amount of patience these people have to get this shit working. Okay, so another big story that I won't say surprised by, but I didn't actually think we'd ever actually see anything happen. Like there's a decent amount of games that come out now that have like ads in them. That have actual ads within the game itself, like actual like
Mm-hmm.
running ads of some variety. And that's annoying, right? That's not fun. No one likes that. I don't, I already bought the fucking thing.
I mean,
Stop advertising.
on mobile, I know, but on
Steam?
regular games,
Yeah.
hmm.
It doesn't. It happened a lot in sports games, surprisingly enough.
Okay. Well, in sports games, I can see that for example, on the sideboards,
Oh
showing
no,
ads
no,
there.
no. I mean like actual commercials, like during
Uh-huh.
the halftime break. Like you get to the
Okay.
halftime break in like a basketball game, and then an actual ad
Hmm.
for like commercial
Oh,
will
okay.
play.
Okay. Interesting. Could you skip that, or was that just mandatory to watch?
I think you had. I think it was like any other normal. I don't remember exactly, but from what I can
Mm-hmm.
recall, I think you had to like watch a certain amount of it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you had to commit to
Ah.
it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
That's great, right? I love that. That's fun. Like
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
wouldn't that be great if after every so many like random encounters in an RPG, a fucking full page commercial would pop, full page fucking commercial would come up on screen. And it's
You come up and will have to watch a clip of Monster Energy.
yeah, like, and the thing is, here's where they would fucking get you, right? So you'd fight
Mhm.
the fight, and then the commercial happens, and then you'd see your status screen. The fucking the end screen for the fight, right? Right? They
Uh-huh.
put it right there. That way you have to be fucking engaged because you're waiting for the results of the fucking fight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a terrible human being for coming up with that shit. I probably just
Mhm.
gave these motherfuckers actual ideas.
Eh.
And fucking just
Interesting,
too.
because I did hear that EA, for example, is looking at ways to put ads in games, but
They
I
tried.
hadn't I hadn't heard that some actually have already done that. Interesting.
So Steam games that force players to watch advertisements are banned. Valve emphasizes.
Hmm.
Um, the newly emphasized rules state that while cross promotion and product placement are permitted, games that force
Hmm.
players to watch or engage with advertising in order to play the game are not. Now, I know some people are going to be like, well, wait a minute. Is that a thing? And I'm thinking,
Hmm.
consider this. If Valve has to create a rule, then it probably is a thing. Because most people don't. Here's
It's
the way.
either a thing or they heard enough about people planning it.
I don't have that much confidence in business. I don't.
Hmm.
In my general experience, rules don't get created until something happens and you have to put a rule in place.
Usually, but
Outside of basic shit,
sometimes
yeah.
Valve is also a bit different than your usual shit.
Developers should not utilize paid advertising as a business model in new games, such as requiring players to watch or otherwise engage with advertising in order to play, or gating gameplay behind advertising. If your game's business model relies on advertising on other platforms, you will need to remove those elements before shipping on Steam.
Mhm.
Some options you could consider include switching to a single purchase paid app or making your game free to play with optional upgrades sold via microtransaction or downloadable content.
In other words, get a better fucking business model.
Yeah, yeah, like okay, I'm gonna give a little bit of a background about my wife real quick. My wife hates fucking ads. Like fucking, if she has to watch an
Understandable.
ad, she will pay to not watch ads. She wants nothing to do with
Mhm.
that shit. If there's an ad, if she has to watch an ad, if she has to watch ads, she is either going to be incredibly upset and angry about it, or she's just not gonna fucking watch. Depends on how
The
badly she
uninstall
wants.
button is right there. Click.
Yeah, depending on like how badly she wants to watch the thing that she wants to
Hmm.
watch, she'll either just not watch it or she'll stomach the ads for so long and then be done with it.
Hmm.
But I gotta tell you, I'm really surprised you'd even put ads like that in video games. Like Steam has the return policy. Like I feel
Mhm.
I like I think the scummy thing would be to do is to make sure that the ads don't become a thing in your game till after the return policy ends.
Mm.
That would be the scummy thing to do. But
Yeah, true.
like
And you can bet that some would do that.
just to imagine being like, well, we don't know. We want to make as much money off this game as possible. What if we got like a sponsor deal with Monster and like had like actual
Mhm.
commercials in our game? And they're like, oh yeah, like TV. That's the part that everyone likes about TV.
Mhm.
What? Nobody likes
Water
commercials.
cooler.
Yeah,
Water cooler.
yeah,
Sports.
yeah,
Don't you
everybody.
remember Xbox already massively profited from that?
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, that worked
Hmm.
great. Like that
Mhm.
Xbox press conference when like 90% of it was about TV.
Mhm.
Remember that? Remember the
Yeah.
Xbox?
I
Wait.
remember that clip. I remember that clip show TV, sports,
Uh-huh.
TV, water cooler,
Right.
TV,
Yeah, the
Xbox,
thing.
watch TV.
Right, the thing that gamers really care about, TV
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
sports.
Mhm. Yeah. That's what gamers want to do. Watch sports,
Yeah,
not play them.
we want to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, man, I spent $500 on this fancy box so I could just not use it and watch sports instead. Who would
Yeah.
who would
I
have
want to
thought?
use this as an extra expensive DVR. Mhm.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, that was a thing. And no, that sounds
Mhm.
terrible. Why would you no, don't do that. Please don't do that. That's gross. Oh. Like I just threw
I
up.
think
I
I
just
think
threw up in
that
my mouth. Oh.
I think that
Ugh.
ground has been burned to the ground to cinders by Xbox. So yeah,
Oh.
I
Mm.
think there's not a big chance of that happening again
Oh,
anytime soon.
that sounds that's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Ugh. Oh God. Oh, it threw up in my mouth. That was terrible. Mm. Well, guys, I do want to mention before I start thinking about wrapping up the show. I played a lot of that Monster Hunter Worlds beta, Wilds beta.
Wilds.
Yeah. This was the crossplay, beta. The first one was just localized to like PlayStation. This one now is like they opened up crossplay because it's still
Too
a new.
bad most of the time you couldn't do it crossplay.
Oh no,
Thanks,
no.
PSN.
Yeah. Actually, man, fuck yeah. Let me talk about this real quick. Hold up. Sony, hold on a second. Sony. Chill the fuck out. You're telling me, Sony, of all the days you decide to really struggle, is this beta like me and my friends on different Discord were like, Sony, are you really struggling today of all days? They were out for quite a while. Like that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. I can't fathom how you let that. Well, okay, I say yeah, fuck it. How you let that happen? No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say let.
You can't fathom it, huh? I mean, it's not like that happened ever before. PSN, the network that's renowned for its security and stability.
Yeah.
No idea how it happened.
Yeah. No idea. I can't fathom.
It's a mystery.
I guess maybe the better thing I could have said is I can't fathom how they let this happen again.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Hey man, I like to think that if you accidentally put your hand on a hot plate and you burn yourself, you're going to be better likely to not put your hand on a hot plate and burn yourself again. But Sony has put their hand on a hot plate multiple fucking times, took the skin fucking off at the same time, and just still
What do you
proceeded.
expect of a company that has the memory of a goldfish?
I mean, I don't know, man. I'd like to think we learn from our mistakes, but fuck it, I've been wrong before.
You're not called Sony.
Yeah, I've been wrong before. You know, learn from your mistakes. Unless you're fucking Sony, then you just don't learn the fuck at all. So you know, far be it from me to guess. I guess I don't know. Shit.
I'm sure new buyers of a PS5 with an additional separate disk drive were happy in those days as well.
Oh fuck.
Eh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's.
they couldn't pair them. They.
Mm, yeah, you see. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Yeah, there's place. Yeah, a lot of your stuff just was not usable, which is crazy to me because I feel like once
Mm-hmm.
I get, oh man, it sucks. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's such a
Yeah.
shitty experience, such a shitty place to be. There's actually an option within the console itself that stops stops your shit from being disabled if it's already downloaded onto your console, but it's like an actual thing you have to select. And I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that should be a thing that you opt out of, not opt into. You know what I mean? I feel like that should, if you're gonna have to have a box for it, it should already be checked, and you just have to opt out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, personally,
Especially if you're Sony and PSN. Yeah.
I feel like that should be an opt out, not an opt in.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing it out there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Fuck me. I've been wrong before. The gaming industry hasn't exactly been very predictable the last 10 years, so who knows? Maybe I'll learn something one of these days, and I'll actually be right. I doubt it.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, Steam only has an opt-in there as well with the offline mode that you have to enable at least once to be able to use it, but yeah, that's still doesn't need to be used very often because apparently you don't need a DDoS to put Steam out of service. You need a sale for that.
I was about to say,
Because the last big attack that they had, pretty much no one noticed. And that was apparently a pretty big attack in when was that? A few months ago, I think. I've read an article, but yeah. And one of the comments to that was, yeah, you don't need a really big attack for that. You just need a winter sale or something.
yeah,
And even those last few ones didn't have a big problem.
the biggest threat to Steam's stability are the consumer. We are the biggest threat to the service's stability. We are. If you want to see what can bring Steam to their knees, announce a sale. Just do it. Do it, Steam. Do it, Steam.
Make a big sale.
Make a big
Especially
sale.
one of the big ones, summer or winter sale or something like that. Those...
Announce a sale. Find out. In less serious news, but news I'm excited. News that makes me happy. News that brings a smile to my face personally. So, Metal Gear Solid 3, when it came out on PS2, a certain edition had a bonus disc that would let you play a Ape Escape mini game, where you had to hunt down the monkeys as Snake in the woods. It was a really funny game. And they're bringing that shit back with Metal Gear Solid Delta. They're bringing that shit back, and I'm like, oh, I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd see it, because it's only happened that one time. It's never that mini game has never come back. I don't know if there was like a rights problem or some kind of just something there that wouldn't let it happen, or just weren't interested in bringing that particular element back. But it's coming back. Snake versus Monkey is coming back.
Cool. I mean, Ape Escape is published by Sony mainly, so yeah.
It's gonna be coming back. And here's the rub. This game will be available on the PS5 and Steam versions, but not Xbox, for I assume the obvious reason. A different special game will be implemented on the Xbox version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, Ape Escape is a Sony published
Yeah. So,
property, so.
gonna be honest, like I said, I only brought this story up because it brought a smile to my face,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that it's getting brought back, the fact that they're bringing it back for this is, mwah, I fucking love
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm happy about it. It makes me happy. Like a Dragon's pirate yakuza in Hawaii announced a crossover with Dave the Diver. And I really want to know
Right.
what this.
Yeah.
I really want to know what the fuck this is. Like, I'm not even saying it doesn't make sense, because it does make sense. Dave the Diver is just goofy enough to be inside of a Yakuza game where Majima is the main fucking character. I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
very. I'm not.
What they showed was the other way around. I think it was Majima in Dave the Diver.
Yeah, you know what? That checks. That checks. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that absolutely checks. I'm not even arguing with that one. That makes perfect sense. Fuck yeah. Anyways, everybody, I hope you have enjoyed the show. I don't think there's anything else. This week has been a kind of a quiet week overall, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honestly, aside from me just losing track of time and time and space, not a great way to live your life. But you know what? I'm gonna be nice to myself and just blame that on the fact that I'm just not working, and I'm still I just don't care anymore. So fuck it, I guess. Who cares? As always, you can find the show on a variety of platforms: Apple, Google, and Spotify, and on my YouTube channel that you're watching this on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Yeah, I'm not addressing it this time. I saw that look on your fucking face. Don't sit here and play with me. I saw that look. Yeah. I'm just waiting for a lightning strike to hit me one of these fucking days. When I say the time I get hit by lightning, and CD's like, that's what you fucking get. That's what you get for fucking committing. Lock in, fellas. Lock in.
Let's say also.
I had it coming. I hope you all enjoy, everybody. Have a fantastic week with amazing video games, and we will see you all next time. And CD's cam is now frozen in a laughing face. So enjoy that, everybody.